What's going on, Scoop family? Here with the NFT Scoop every week, bringing you the latest market updates, news stories, project insights, and plenty more. If you're in the NFT space or wanting to know what the hell's going on out there, hit that subscribe button and make sure you don't miss a beat. We stay on top of the market daily so you don't have to, educating the world on NFTs one scoop at a time. As always, not financial advice, but enjoy today's episode and let us know what you think in the comments. Unfortunately, the one and only Barbell is sunning himself in Ibiza right now, so you're going to be here with me, Scoop Anchor, flying solo today. So first up, there's nowhere else to start this week other than discussing the events of the last 24 hours. The merge has finally arrived. On the morning of the 15th of September, that's the middle of the night for you guys in the US, the news spread like wildfire that the ETH Merge has finally happened. To a lot of our surprise, the merge seemed to happen pretty flawlessly, and there haven't actually been any issues so far that we're aware of. Now, it's important to give a bit of background on the ETH Merge for anyone that might have missed our previous episode where we covered it in detail. So here's a brief lowdown of what's going on. Now, it's important to know about this because Ethereum is the foundation on which most of your beloved NFTs live on. So it's important stuff, right? Now, fundamentally, the merge prepares the Ethereum network for future scalability, growth, and adoption. ETH is now going to use a lot less energy. In fact, 99% less energy on the new proof of stake system than it was on a proof of work system. Now, one of the reasons that this is incredibly important is that it now makes ETH ESG compliant. Now, ESG compliance makes ETH a much more attractive investment proposition for large corporate companies. Why? Well, as much as we love ETH, up until now, the environmental impact has been pretty massive, and this has put large businesses and corporations off using it due to the negative connotations. What's more, the impact of the merge means there's going to be far less issuance of ETH, which means scarcity increases. This ultimately increases the value of Ethereum and perhaps will one day even be deflationary. Furthermore, moving to a proof of stake model does exactly what it says on the tin. Ethereum can now be staked, which means that ETH is being taken out of the market and reduces the availability of ETH in the market. Staking provides a yield for those who stake their Ethereum, which is an attractive proposition for investors looking to make a passive income. But to break things down in a little bit more detail, what we've witnessed in action here goes all the way back to the Ethereum white paper. Vitalik Buterin mentioned Ethereum switching to a proof of stake model for security 8 years ago. This has been a long and well thought out plan of action. Now, the immediate energy benefits seen from the merge have been disclosed as reducing worldwide electricity consumption by 0.2%, which is huge. In fact, that's pretty much close to the consumption of the country of Chile. We're also witnessing the desired effect of burning more Ethereum than we are actually using. Now, the knock-on effect increases the desire to invest due to the reduced opportunity to purchase. Now, no real-time analysis for this is really required, just a pair of eyes. It's easy to work out that there is now a decreased supply. Now, to keep tabs on developments regarding supply, we've put a link in our newsletter, so go and check that out. Now on to some more slightly technical aspects regarding the merge, including the price, how ETH reacted, and what the future holds. Prior to the launch and going back 12 hours before the merge, ETH was sitting at $1,648, and the closer the merge came, the lower the price went. And just before the official announcement was made, the price bottomed out at $1,590. Well, following the announcement, there was a sharp increase in the price, rising to just short of yesterday's high, reaching $1,642. This was expected, as was the retrace that has since followed, which at the time of writing leaves ETH at $1,470. Now, remember, staking rewards will be locked up for another 6 to 12 months, so the big dump from stakers selling was expected and isn't that drastic. As we told you last week, we do expect a price pullback in ETH following the merge, a typical buy the rumor, sell the news situation. But one thing is for sure, in the medium to long term, this is super bullish. Our position here at the Scoop hasn't changed. OpenSea is still functioning, and they didn't experience any issues following the merge. So what that means is that all your NFTs are still there to be purchased, and ETH remains at an attractive price to scoop up. Next up is the Scoops of the Week, the hottest stories from across NFT land. And today we're looking at the Coinbase sentiment scores, BNB partnering with Google Cloud, Binance going on a hiring spree in Paris, and China breaking back into the top 10. First up, the Coinbase sentiment scores for legislators are now available to all. From the 14th of September, Coinbase began integrating the crypto stance of legislators into their app. The purpose of this move is to aid their 103 verified users to get educated on the crypto positions held by political leaders depending on where they live. Now, CEO and co founder of Coinbase, Brian Armstrong, shared a video showing how this will work in practice, as well as a detailed thread explaining the reasoning behind the move in more detail. We can all agree that progression to Web3 is inevitable, so it's going to be intriguing to see which politicians move forward and which remain in the dark ages. Next up, BNB has partnered with Google Cloud. Now, in case you haven't heard of them, BNB Chain is a blockchain closely linked to the crypto exchange Binance. Now, they're in the news this week as they've partnered with Google Cloud, which is pretty massive. And this is with the purpose of supporting the growth of early stage Web3 and blockchain startups. Now, the advantages that these startups are going to see are endless. The main benefits include connecting with Google's expert teams in departures such as AI and machine learning. Furthermore, the startups are going to have access to workshops for Web3 developers as well as joining Google Cloud's global customer community group. We put a copy of the total press release in the newsletter, so go check it out. And Binance off on a hiring spree over in Paris this week. It's not quite the meteoric creation of jobs that Dubai has planned, but the creation of jobs with the plan for more within the sector is always welcomed. It's been announced that Binance has hired 150 people in Paris and plans to hire 200 more by the end of 2022. Now, this announcement was made at the Binance Blockchain Week, where CEO Changpeng Zhao went on to say that Paris is the financial hub for crypto in Europe and the larger part of the world, expecting the crypto industry in France to take off within the next 5 years. And finally, China is breaking back into the top 10. Bitcoin illegal? No problem. We're going to do it anyway. This is the view of the Chinese, as a recent report shows that the ban imposed on the country last year has not prevented the Chinese from using Bitcoin as the country returns to the global adoption ranks top 10. What is important to note from the report is that us degens are definitely here to stay, as the following was used to conclude the findings that, quote, adoption is still well above 2020 bull market levels. And even though the markets have experienced bearish momentum, bear markets can't wipe out bull market adoption, end quote. The bulls are well and truly charging in a fashion that Jordan himself would be proud of. Okay, so having a look at the overall state of the market, again, this isn't something that we're going to ramble on and on about this week, as things remain pretty turbulent in all things NFT. Keep the jumpers, keep the scarves, keep the gloves, because we are well and truly still in the cold zone. No wonder some of us have left to go to Ibiza. Smart move. Yeah. What am I doing here? So the sellers are still outweighing buyers, but maybe people are loading up on ETH ahead of the possible surge following the merge. Or is this just wishful thinking? In terms of the blue chips index, earlier in the week, the index dropped to its lowest in the last month. However, we're happy to report that there has been a bit of an increase since then, so they weren't in the dumps for too long. In terms of ETH, we've already covered this. It's on a bit of a roller coaster right now, as you'd expect following the merge. Nonetheless, the current price of $1,496 may remain a decent entry point if you start reloading those wallets for the medium to long term, which we at the Scoop remain bullish on. So this week, where would we blow our ETH? Well, it's a pretty tricky question right now. Our opinion here at the Scoop is that the safest bet would be to go with something related to the Yuga Labs group. Now, this takes us to one of their lower entry projects that has over time presented the opportunity of profitable flips as well as a solid long-term hold. That is, of course, the Bored Ape Kennel Club. Holders remain pretty damn bullish on this project, and of the 9.6k collection, only 331 remain available to purchase. Over the last month, the floor has gone up from 5.7 ETH to 7.85 ETH and everything in between. The current floor sits at 6.99 ETH with 26 items to an 8 ETH floor. So what's dropped this week? Well, of course, it's hybrid humans. We did a whole other video on that, so go and check that out in the channel. But in case you missed it, a brief overview, hybrid humans are doing something pretty different in the space. They're essentially taking the Web2 raffle system. You've seen them on Instagram, buy the ticket, win the house, win the car, win the holiday. Well, they're taking that and they're transporting that into Web3. By holding their NFT, you get entered into prize draws, i.e. raffles, to win blue chip NFTs. Really unique, really different. We love to see it. Yo, that is a wrap for today's scoop, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, do us a favor and give it a like. Smash that little bell down there to keep in the loop with the scoop. To get your updates before anyone else and for extended content, subscribe to the free NFT Scoop newsletter dropping into your inbox twice a week, packed with awesome insights, fairly average humor, and truly terrible memes. Check the link in the description. Scoop out, nerdy. Scoop out, you loser. Till next time.
Wanna hear you go.